NFL Week 1 player props on PrizePicks. That feels really good to say. I'm going to be sharing with you two very sharp picks to include in your PrizePicks entry for Week 1. So let's go ahead, let's get into it. Now, the way I like to start these videos, though, is let's go through how does PrizePicks even work, right? It's important to know how it works before you try to make money off PrizePicks. So the way that PrizePicks works, right, is any two picks you select, you're always going to get the same payout. 20 to win 60, 20 to win 60. Doesn't matter if you take overs or unders, doesn't matter what picks you select. 20 to win 60, which is plus 200 odds. 20 to win 40 in profit, plus your $20 stake back. So what we've shown in other videos is just kind of based on these fixed payouts that PrizePicks offers, you can back out the implied odds that they're giving you, which are baked into OddsJam, right? So you can see right here, on PrizePicks, kind of the implied price for a 5-pick flex play, which is actually the most advantageous odds you can get on PrizePicks, is minus 119. For a 2-pick entry, it's minus 137. For a 4-pick power play, it's minus 128. So depending on what you're betting, the price, the implied odds you're getting on PrizePicks will vary slightly, but essentially what's optimal is a 5-pick flex play if you can find 5 sharp bets because you're getting the best implied price. So if you have questions, you can comment them below. There will be a video on the end screen. But long story short, once you know how many picks you want to include in your PrizePicks entry, you can kind of figure out what is the implied odds that PrizePicks is giving me. So for example, for tonight, you can see Logan Gilbert, over 4.5 strikeouts looks incredible to include in a 5-pick flex play. PrizePicks is giving us the implied price of minus 119. Every sportsbook has this juiced at least to minus 145, right? You can see FanDuel has this minus 192. Pinnacle Sportsbooks are the sharpest bookmaker. They're pricing this at minus 172. We're getting minus 119 in our PrizePicks entry. But anyways, let's get into our first NFL pick, which is actually going to be from the middle betting tool. So middles are a very important concept to understand as a sports bettor, as a DFS player. And essentially what a middle is, they're very common in the NFL if you're for sharp bettors. So for mathematical bettors kind of making the big bucks, the professional sports bettors, they're always looking for middles, right? Syndicates, stuff like that. And what you can see here is in the Texans-Colts game, Jonathan Taylor over 9.5 receiving yards is minus 119 in a flex play, or minus 137, right, for a regular 2-pick. And Caesars has his receiving yards set at 15.5. So if we actually just, click into this and take a look, which is exactly what we're going to do right now, this is pretty fascinating. Once this game opens up, is you're going to see, kind of where different sportsbooks have the line set. So Jonathan Taylor over 9.5 receiving yards. That's the line on PrizePicks. Every sportsbook has this line at 13.5, right? So that's a pretty big jump if you think about it. That's 4 yards, right? And a very low distribution this is centered around. So if you're going with a pick, you should definitely be going with the over on PrizePicks, right? Sportsbooks are setting the line 4 yards higher. We're getting over 9.5. That seems pretty good at minus 119. So I ended up locking in that play. And then the second NFL pick I have in my PrizePicks entry, it's a smaller one for me, is Jameis Winston under 15.5 rushing yards. So 2, player props we found using OddsJam, kind of using data to inform our betting decisions and actually look for where the value is as opposed to just picking random stuff, using market data. Right? This is what's so fascinating about sports betting and DFS is all of these bookmakers, DraftKings, FanDuel, Caesars, Pinnacle, they all try to set lines independently. So you can ruthlessly compare the lines to one another and look for where sportsbooks are slipping up. Right? Out of the millions of odds that OddsJam has, there's always going to be tons of profitable bets. If you're looking hard enough with the betting tools, it's just kind of your job to put in the work to understand how to use the tools and find these line discrepancies, such as in Jonathan Taylor's receiving yards. So hopefully you found this video helpful. Let's make some money on PrizePicks. Let's go.